now. Hey, everybody! What's going on? Very excited to be here. We have to work on some transitions, I think. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we need to get like a fade in. I was just about to start doing that. I'm like, you know what? It's more important
You
that
can do
we
a
get
star
up
wipe.
here. Yeah.
You ever see a star wipe?
We should do a star wipe. Yeah, right?
It's very Disney.
We have gotten the technology to be able to make that happen.
I think like 1982 had the technology, actually.
We finally got there. We have finally got there. Very good to see you. I am
Thanks for having
Greg
me.
Tito, Director of Communications, and this is...
Very good to see you guys. is
Yeah,
what you were saying.
see you. Yeah.
I'm Ryan Miller. I'm the co-creator and brand manager of Disney Lorcana.
Yeah, and we are excited to be here. The two of us have worked together before in other incarnations, but this is the first time we're working on the same brand and project like
It's
this.
a lot of fun. No, we worked on another company, these mages that live near the ocean.
It's true.
And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to have you on. I'm so glad that since you've come on board, like the communication, everything's gotten better. I'm sure the folks out there have noticed a difference as well. And and I'm glad to be here. I love doing the Lorecast. I just can't do them as much anymore because I've been doing a lot of traveling. I'm working on a lot of stuff that I can't talk about, but I wish I could.
That's true. Yeah, I know.
But Greg said, "Hey, can you come in today?" And I was like, "I got to do this." So yeah, thanks for having me out, dude.
Very excited. Yeah, no, you have been a busy bee, just buzzing around, doing things all over, and traveling. And
I'm not complaining. This is not a complaint. I have a really fun job. I get to go. I get to work with Disney, and I get to work with, our wonderful team here. And so it's not a complaint. It just keeps me from doing other things I enjoy, like talking to y'all, because this is the best community I've ever been a part of, hands down. So it's good to see you.
Yeah. We see you. We see you chatting here. Want to say hello to everyone. We say hi to Riley. I see someone said something nice about me, so I was going, Kawa. Thank you, Kawa, for that. That was super nice. Doing some great things, and we have a bunch of stuff to go over with you today about upcoming events. We've got Gen Con on the horizon. We'll be traveling to Indianapolis. I will be, unfortunately.
I am doing another secret mission that I can't talk about.
I know.
But I haven't been to Gen Con since we launched this game, which is the biggest break I've ever taken in my entire career. I've been to Gen Con
That's huge.
every year for decades, and I've just been working on. There's a lot of stuff that tends, like last year was D23. And so we had to kind of split our forces there, and so I went to D23 last year, which was on almost the same or very close to the same weekend.
Yeah.
And because I have a 2.5-year-old, I'm not going to take like 2 weeks off to go from one to the other because I don't want to leave my wife there with a toddler, and I miss my family. So so that's why I chose last year D23. This year, I have another thing going on that you guys will hear about at some point in the near future.
It's so exciting. I know. I can't wait. We were, talking about it over the last few weeks and being super jazzed. So yeah,
we got to stop teasing them.
I know. You're doing good work. You're doing good work. That's all I just want to say. Underline
thank
that you are making things happen, and it's super exciting. So I can't wait for that. But again, because you weren't going to be there to see the fans, we wanted to at least bring you on today to be the bearer of really, really good news.
I mean, first of all, happy early birthday to Disney Lorcana. I mean, it's an amazing milestone. I can't believe, it's just, I don't know. We started this game years before we launched it.
Yeah.
And you just never know what's going to happen when you launch a game. And so to see what's become of the community and the game itself and the team is just, it's an amazing milestone. And I wish I could be there to celebrate with you all, but believe me, I will be there in spirit.
You will. You'll be shouted out from the rooftops, from the rafters. All the gargoyles in the rafters will be throwing, rotten tomatoes and lettuce and Lorcana cards for you to sign. All in the same breath. It'll be fun for sure. But you will be missed, and want to give a thank you to you, and of course to co-creator Steve Warner for all of the creation of this game. You guys birthed this into. Of course, there was a lot of cooks in that kitchen.
I mean, I can't take a ton of credit. Like Steve and I think designed a pretty fun game, but it really, Steve's team now that his team are the ones that are making the cards and making the sets and that sort of thing. And then of course all the other people, hundreds of people that work on this game. It was made with a lot of love by a lot of hands, and I couldn't be more proud of this team or this product or this community. So
yeah, absolutely, cool. Well, we do have some fun stuff to talk about regarding Gen Con. So there is a news page that we put up this week that has all of our events and things going on there. There's tons of ways to play Disney Lorcana, but there's also a really unique thing called the Collection Quest.
Yeah.
That I love for you to talk about because it, I think folks kind of get it, but I want to get the nuances of why it makes it fun and social as an event.
So Collection Quest is something that we've been cooking around for a bit here, and it's basically a way to play Lorcana without playing the game itself and really gamify the collecting itself. And so what we came up with, and we play tested many times so far, is this idea that Collection Quest is an event where you show up, you'll get some number of packs. I believe at Gen Con we're doing the 4-pack variant.
That's right.
And then you also get this card that has 6 cards on it that you must collect. And so the idea is that you'll come in with a group of folks, some you know, some maybe you don't know. You open your packs, you see if you got any of the cards in your quest. Then you now must go to the other fans and like trade with them and try to collect the 6 cards in your quest. Once you do that, you take it up to the front and you get a prize. And so basically it's a way to kind of interact with the cards and kind of check out how fun and beautiful they are. And for those of you that like just collect, or it's also really great for families and kids to come out and play Lorcana in a way that is just super simple, really easy, and super fun. I've done a ton of playtests of these, and it's one of my favorite types of events to run, especially for folks who are maybe thinking about the game but they're not sure, or folks who've never played a game like this before, but they think the cards are awesome and beautiful. This is a way for them to kind of have fun in a basically like it's almost like a tournament, but not really, because it's not like first prize, second prize, third prize. So everyone gets a prize for completing their quest. And so we play tested quite a bit, and the folks at Gen Con will be among the first outside of Disney and Ravensburger to play this type of event. So we're really excited to see how it goes, how you'll enjoy it. So if it sounds like fun to you and you're headed to Gen Con, I believe there's still tickets available for this event.
There are, yeah. So it's in room 130 at the convention center there, and we have sessions going all day long, right? So the first chapter will be at the beginning of the day, generally. So check that link that I put into the chat, and I'll link it again as well later on. But it's based on each of the sets that have come out.
Thursday at 10 a.m., you get first chapter packs. You try to complete your quest. Now, we are nice about the quest. I think I might, kind of hear some people out there going, well, I don't want to trade away my like legendaries and stuff like that. I can tell you that none of the quests involve the more rare cards, right? The quests are really about, sets of cards that are less rare. So you don't. I didn't want people to feel
bad, like, I got this enchanted, and
I really wanted it. I got this legendary, but I need another legendary and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We wanted to make it fun and not like stressful. But it's a new thing too. So we're also looking for feedback, and we're looking to see how well it goes. Because if this goes really well, we want to start doing it in other places, maybe even out in the stores or something like that, as a fun way to engage like folks that are kind of on the bubble of maybe wanting to play or collect, but not sure. It's a really fun way to interact with the cards with like no game play knowledge needed.
Right, but it gets that taste to like, I might want to play this game going forward.
And there's just
and the
what I
collecting
like too
and the
about
assembling.
it. The collecting part. So what I love about it too is what I love about Lorcana in general is the community, right? So it brings people together in ways that is unexpected, and so you end up having to meet other people in the group and saying, "Hey, I need this card. Do you have this? Can we trade?" That sort of thing. And so it's a really fun social event. There's just a lot. There's a lot, and the kids are really fun too. They really have a good time. Like you always see them like laying out their cards at the beginning to see if they got any in their quest, and then they're excited when they do.
I got it. Yeah.
And then there's always somebody who opens up a legendary, or occasionally somebody opens up an enchanted, and everyone cheers, and it's this whole big thing. And so really looking forward to seeing how it goes at Gen Con. So hopefully, if you're coming out, come check it out. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's great. Yeah. So as you said, there are still tickets available for those events. As you might predict, those on the first chapter or Rise of the Floodborn are a little less available.
Okay, yeah, sure.
But some of the other sets are there, and it's super fun. It really doesn't matter what set you play with, because they're all, kind of interactive in that way.
And I put all the quests together myself. Like I actually picked out all the cards for each set.
Oh, that's cool.
So if they're too hard, you can yell at me about it. If you end up being like, is it too difficult? I don't think they will be, but if they are, you know who to blame. This guy.
This guy. Right, yeah. So we'll bring you back on, and you can talk all about that to Ryan, to his face.
To his face.
Yeah,
Well, not at Gen Con, though. I won't
not
be at Gen Con.
No, we'll bring you back on here.
That's why I'm not going to Gen Con. I'm afraid
Because you didn't want to get that direct feedback.
They're too hard.
They're too hard.
I don't think
they're not hard at all.
No, they're like commons and uncommons.
Yeah,
stuff like
it's
that,
about
so.
that interaction.
Occasional
and
rare,
forcing
that sort of
the
thing.
social bit.
Yeah,
So I
it's
think
gonna be fun.
that's great.
This is going to be fun.
So check out that. We also have a bunch of card reveals happening during our anniversary panel. That is Thursday, July 31st at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that is when things happen in
EST.
Indianapolis. For those of you in different parts of the world, you have to do the math there, but Pacific time it will be 7 a.m.
No one does math.
I always say that because I'm like, I don't know how to do it.
Google, what time is it where?
As someone who has tried to navigate like doing a meeting with many international folks,
we are
during
German
daylight
company.
savings
Yeah.
time when that changes, because
my.
different countries do it at different times too. And
It's
then
a-
you're like,
yeah,
oh,
it's-
wait. Now,
yeah.
I'll leave that to you. You have that responsibility. But it will start at 7 a.m.
No
Pacific
adventure
time.
is without its obstacles, and in this case, it's figuring out what time
It's
that
how
you need to tune in if
It's
you're
how
not
time
EST,
zones
right?
work. That's
how
the
it works.
obstacle. But we will be broadcasting that on this channel starting at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Look for it there. It will also be broadcast on Gen Con channels if for whatever reason we don't get the restreaming happening, but it should happen no problem there. There will be no Lorecast, no weekly Lorecast that day because we will be Lorecasting
it
essentially
is-
from
yeah, I mean,
from
it's-
Indianapolis.
It's
so
a big deal. I
it
mean,
is a
it's
big deal.
Yeah, it's on location. It's not in the studio Lorecast. It's on location.
And we'll be giving so much information during that panel. Look for it for not only Fabled and what to expect there, but also upcoming sets. We'll talk more about Whispers in the Well, as well as what's coming after that. It will be very exciting. We'll have folks that you know and love talking about the game and their thing of it, as well as tons of videos that feature your voice. I don't think actually you feature in the videos, but your voice is in the videos.
I do have a nice voice.
You do, exactly. And it was recorded with these very microphones.
That's
right
correct.
Here. Yes.
You're welcome.
And we'll also have a bunch of reveals during the weekend at Gen Con in the photo op backdrop that we have in the Hoosier hallway.
Oh, fun.
So look for those. The content creators from the area, by area, I mean North America, will be giving away the information about those giant card reveals. So if you're there and can check out what that'll be happening, the times are listed for that on that webpage, whether they start on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And continue with 2 a day on Friday and Saturday, following up with 1 on Sunday. And look for those because that'll be your first information on cards that will be returning to Fabled.
Sweet.
Excellent. All right. I was not looking at the chat during that whole time. So if you guys had any questions, I did not get a chance to see it. Lyric is asking about reveals of what is going to be returning in Fabled, and that will be happening at Gen Con. We will have some of those, as well as those giant card reveals that I mentioned.
Graduating.
They're
Graduating to Fable.
Yes, they're passing from set rotation
Yes, that's right.
into
Graduating to core constructed.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, keeping it going until that happens. But yeah, no, not all of them will be revealed. We will continue to have a series of reveals on social through working with a bunch of different content creators over the 2 weeks following Gen
Shout
Con.
out to the content creators, by the way. I
absolutely.
am continually impressed and pleased with the quality and style of content. Y'all are just awesome, and thanks for doing what you do for us and for our community. It's awesome. So thank you.
Thank you, indeed. Yeah, and being that conduit to share all the information about these cards as we do this for each set. And yeah, so you can look for that during Fabled, leading up to the pre-release, which is on August 29th. So if you have not, here's a good time to talk about the Ravensburger PlayHub. So if you have not signed up already, or your local store has not signed up, please go ahead and get them. Ask them very nicely, very politely, to sign up their store for an account on Ravensburger PlayHub. We're getting everything moving towards this for the Fabled pre-release on August 29th, and would love to get that to be as robust as possible. We're adding more and more features to the Ravensburger PlayHub as we develop it. I know folks have been in there and letting us know what works, what doesn't, and improving it along the way. And that's always a process with any game.
Absolutely.
Especially a program like this, right?
Any digital offering, that sort of thing. But we're excited because of the long-term kind of possibilities with RPH and the plans we have going forward. And so it's kind of, some of what we're experiencing now is kind of growing pains of like, this is, what we need to do to ensure a long-term healthy product, both physically and digitally. So excited for RPH. Please sign up if you haven't. And if you have, thank you. Yes, you. I'm talking about you right there. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that was really nice.
You know who you are.
Yeah. So, just pat yourself on the back. We can't do that for you, but you can go ahead and do that. There you go.
From me to you.
Yeah, nice. I think that transferred through all of the wires.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The scratch and sniff type of thing. Excellent. Awesome. And of course, many of you are already in our Discord. But if you are not, if you're watching this, please join. There is so much conversation and connectivity happening there amongst so many things. So yeah, go ahead. Discord.gg/Disney Lorcana. I wish Rochelle were here so that she could talk into the microphone and tell us that.
You did pretty good though.
Yeah, that was good.
You did all right.
I tried.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
All right, I appreciate that. All right, we do have some more event stuff to go over. So let me talk through some of the fun things that are occurring in events and stuff all over the world. So we wanted to talk about an event happening in Cardiff. It is September 27th and 28th. It's being run by Firestorm Games. Shout out to our partner who is running
Firestorm.
This. The player cap will be increasing, which is super great, and additional tickets are ready to go on sale on the Firestorm website. They're on sale at 10 a.m. It'll be Infinity format for a day 2 event, which is super cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That'll be great. Cardiff, known for the Cardiff Giant.
Is that what it's known for?
Well, no, probably not anymore. But back in the 1800s on P.T. Barnum, they found a giant buried there, but it turned out to be a big hoax.
Oh, I remember that.
Whenever I hear Cardiff, now anyone near Cardiff is probably rolling their eyes.
They're like,
but we're not known for that. Stop it. But I think it's a neat story. Look it up. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah. Super fun.
I have way too much random knowledge that occasionally is useful, like now, to divert everyone from the actual message here. Here we go.
Well, and one of the cool things about this that we want to make sure everyone knows is that this is going to be our first CCQ. It is a Challenge Championship qualifier.
Outstanding.
Meaning the winner of this will be invited to the championship for that continent.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
that's
so
exciting
it'll be
stuff.
in the EU Championship. So that's why it's super exciting. If you have not signed up for it and you're local to that area, definitely get involved and get some tickets because it will be super
awesome, fun,
great. I know. I was looking for you. I was like, what do you think the word should be?
We're not quite that part of our relationship where we're completing each other's sentences. We're gonna get there though, Greg.
You almost did though. You were a little bit like, should I say it?
Super, yeah.
You're seeing this relationship grow live on camera.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's happening.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is definitely exciting. So again, thank you again to Firestorm Games for making that happen. We also wanted to highlight another event that is occurring in Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Excellent.
Yes, Birmingham.
Yeah.
I was there a couple of years ago for the UK Games Expo. Really cool area there. Had a lot of fun. Would love to come back one of these days. I love England. Europe in general, I just have a fun time whenever I go. England, I just speak the language, so I kind of automatically have a little bit easier, but it's a lot of fun. But yeah, Birmingham's a really cool town. It had a lot of fun out there.
It is awesome. And there is an event called Lorcana Fest, hosted by Axion Now. Shout out to them for making this happen. There are tons of activities happening there, not just the competitive play, but tons of casual activities, including cosplay and things like that. So check that out. The top prize is actually a holiday to Walt Disney World in Florida.
Oh,
so
how
that's
fun.
super cool.
Here we call them vacations.
We do.
But in Britain, it's holiday,
It's
which I like
holiday.
better. I like that better.
I do like it.
It sounds way more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have another UK event which we are excited to talk about. It is in Wakefield, November 29th and 30th at the Wakefield Exchange. Shout out to Living Realms for making this happen.
Living Realms. How can you make the word living sound so creepy? It's like Living Realms.
They live.
It's a good name. I like that.
I know, right? I got to take my glasses off so that you can see what it really means. I don't know if anyone's going to get that reference either, but
I don't.
They live, right?
They live.
Yeah.
So
this event is 512 players for the main event, and we are happy to announce that this will also be a Challenge Championship qualifier, a CCQ.
Nice.
And it will be live streamed.
Wakefield, known for the Wakefield Red Onions.
Really?
No, I made that up.
Yeah.
I just totally made that up. The Cardiff Giant was a thing, but
I thought you were going to say
they probably have red onions in Wakefield, but that's not what they're known for. I don't think.
Now all the Wakefieldians are like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I'm gonna get mobbed when I go to England next time. They're gonna throw red onions.
This
at
is
me.
why you're not going to Gen Con, so that the Wakefieldians don't find you there.
I like the Wakefieldians.
Awesome. All right. So again, that will be a CCQ with an invite into the championship for the European
Are
Union.
there more CCQs?
There are, in fact. Yes. We got one more that we want to tell you all about. The Stockholm Open, number 2, will be on September 27th and 28th in Stockholm at the, can you say that?
I'm not going to.
No.
Because, and the same reason you're not going to, because
Okay.
we would insult our dear players in Sweden. So.
I will apologize in advance. It is at Fryshuset.
Okay,
sounds right,
I think that
right?
sounded pretty good,
Yeah,
but let us know in the chat.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know how you would chat how to pronounce it, but Swedish players
spell it phonetically.
Phonetically, yeah. Yeah.
This has a 256 player cap. There's also a kids tournament, which is super cool. So check that out. That is for 8 to 15-year-olds. 24 players involved in that as well. They will be getting an invite to the European Championship through a CCQ. So that's really, really exciting. There's also some great prizes available there.
Oh man.
Yeah, including prizes all the way to a Nordic Ink Realm pin, which is super cool. Everybody will get that. I know, right?
Can I get one? I want one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, you got to go.
I've never been to Sweden. I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I know,
I
me
want to
too.
see the Vasa.
The Vasa.
In Sweden, they have a ship called the Vasa. It's a 1600s ship that sank on its maiden voyage. And then it sank in such water that it was like preserved, and now it's like in a museum. I would love to see it. So
That
again,
is super cool.
I'm just firing on all my random knowledge cylinders today, but I'm a kind of a ship nerd, so I would love to see the Vasa.
As a fan of strategy games, I like Stockholm because that's where Paradox Entertainment is located. So that's almost all of my knowledge about Sweden has been funneled through.
All right, there'll be a test on the next Lorecast. You're going to have to give us some kind of report on Sweden.
Right.
And,
Well, it'll be the made-up history that is created.
no, the Vasa's real. I didn't make that one up.
No, I believe you. I believe you. Excellent. All right. You guys are fantastic. Just checking in the chat as some things are happening.
Ooh, Lorcana cruise. Is there like a cruise happening?
Oh, I would love that. Sniping Rooster would want to travel to all of the events with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's
being
do
the
it.
tour guide. Can you be the tour
Oh,
guide?
yeah. Now, you can't trust everything I tell you about our immediate surroundings, but depending on where we go, I have a lot of random knowledge. I just enjoy that kind of thing.
That's a
fun.
good quality to have.
Well, it depends on your job.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be kind of fun.
Wait till your kid's a little bit older, and then you can be like, well, let me tell you about the
Well,
Wakefield red onions.
I had to. My 2.5-year-old is a huge fan of ceiling fans, like obsessed with ceiling fans, and so I tried to find a book for him to read, a little kid's book, and there aren't any. So I wrote one, printed it at like a website that lets you do that. But I had to look up the history of ceiling fans.
What is the history of? Can you tell us?
Fans go way back. I mean, obviously, you think of like thank you for letting me tangentialize here. But they go way back to like
this is what the content that people
ancient
want.
Egypt with the people powered fans. But the twirling fans, as we know them, were made in the 1860s by the Hunter Company. A guy and his son made them, and they were steam powered. Can you imagine? You have to heat your fan up before it'll spin.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wow.
or in the 1600s, in India they had these big fans that were pulled by ropes. It was a whole thing. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I love history, and my poor son has to endure that. But he thought it was pretty cool. So
that is pretty cool. Yeah. Then wait.
So there you go. There's the most random.
My kids are teenagers now, and I'm at that point where they're like, "Okay, Dad, really, you don't need to tell us every little fact about everything."
That's going to be my son, and I'm going to say, yes, I do.
Yeah,
that's my answer to that. Yes, I do.
I'm like, I'm sorry. This is how
the
job.
The knowledge must be transferred, right? It must be transferred.
All right, so people are asking, and I did say it in the Discord, but where did you get that shirt?
Oh, so this is Roosevelt's. RSVLTS. They have not paid me to say this, but it actually started when we first announced the game at D23 years and years ago. And we had these awesome T-shirts, the Lorcana T-shirts, those blue ones with the gold kind of wording on them. And for whatever reason, those things. They cooked me like an oven. I mean, it was like they were wool or something. Now, no one else seemed to have this problem. I tend to be a warmer guy because I'm kind of a big guy, and I sweat from my forehead. That's why I don't have any hair up there, because it was washed away by all the sweat. Anyway, so it's kind of So we were at D23, and I'm wearing these shirts, and I'm just like, oh my. And I'm sweating like crazy, and not, and it looks weird. It's like, hi, I'm Ryan. I created this game excited. Right. It's just kind of a weird impression to make on folks.
Yeah.
So that later on, I actually got to go on the DVC member cruise, the Disney cruise. And there's a guy there who owns a shop in Ohio, I think. I haven't talked to him in a while. Really cool guy. We played on the ship. We played some Lorcana. It was really fun. But he has a game store in the Midwest. And he was wearing a shirt like this, and I did what most people do, and they go, "What are people in the chat?
Yeah,
what is that shirt?" Right? And then he did what most people do that wear Roosevelt shirts. He goes, "You have to feel the fabric. Go ahead, feel it." Oh yeah. So this fabric, whatever it is, it just air goes right through
breathes.
it. It's super comfortable. And so I basically told my boss, I'm like, I can't wear those T-shirts anymore, but I can wear Roosevelt's, and I promise to avoid, I won't always, because sometimes I'll miss it, but I'll avoid wearing Roosevelt's that have characters on that we don't have in the game, because I didn't want to fake people out or make them think, oh, Now I do have one that there's like Woody on it somewhere, but I didn't notice it until after I wore it, right? Because it's just like a bunch of sketches of characters.
And then were people like, are you announcing something right now?
I don't think that happened, but it was a risk we took, right? And so now I'm like extra careful. Of course, it was cool once we finally announced Pixar. I was able to buy some shirts, even though I can't quite wear those yet because we haven't announced which characters we're doing. So
interesting.
I'm a big fan, and it's like now I've got like 40 of these shirts. It's kind of crazy, and I got it's 40. Like a rabbit hole because they have like exclusive ones, and they have ones that only appeared here and there. Like I got this guy, a buddy of mine in Texas. His name is Rick. Hey, Rick Miller, what's up, dude? He's helped me out a couple of times because they'll do these really cool cowboy looking ones that just have like cowboy Mickeys and stuff on them. And I'm like, I gotta have that, but it was so hard to find. So anyway, I'm a big fan of them, and so I was basically given like a special, permission to wear these instead of the shirts, because this way I don't look like some creepy, like I'm nervous, right? I'm like, like, hey, play my game, right?
You're not just constantly sweating with mopping it up, right?
So shout out to Roosevelt's, they're really cool folks.
People are pointing out that Mr. Toad is on your
this
shirt.
Is an example.
And so now Mr. Toad confirmed.
This is an example of like, there's so many characters, I can't quite, keep up with them all. And so we don't have Mr. Toad in the game. I should say I can neither confirm or deny whether Mr. Toad's in the game. But yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, you're going to see stuff like that sometimes. Just because it's on my shirt doesn't mean it's in the game. I'm just trying to, that's why I said I try to avoid it. I didn't say I don't wear shirts that do that. I just
try to avoid
it because the way they do some of these shirts, you'd have to go over them with a magnifying glass sometimes, right? So that sort of thing. So yeah.
I love it. This is like Spelljammer confirmed. Everyone is like, yep, no, we're doing it. And I was indeed laughing at all of you being like, oh, as soon as you started saying that, like literally, I think everyone started zooming in.
Yeah,
it was like what's down there?
Enhance, freeze and enhance. Right.
Enhance.
What is that?
Enhance. It has been a wild ride. Yes, thank you.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Awesome. Well, we can neither confirm nor deny any of those rumors that we have now begun, but we can confirm some fun stuff and highlight the promo cards that will be available at Gen Con. We talked a little bit about ways to get them on that webpage that I linked earlier. And hey, I'm going to link it again now just so it is convenient for you all.
In the chat.
But yes, we do have some cards to show off.
Let's
and
see these beautiful cards.
show them on the screen.
Hit the button.
Here we go.
Look at that.
Here's the button. So this first one here, the Goofy Emerald Champion, is a preview of an upcoming set.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes,
man. I love
this
that.
is from Whispers in the Well, is when this standard card will be out. But this card is exciting because anybody who purchases anything at the Gen Con Disney Lorcana booth will receive this promo card as part of that purchase, which is super exciting. Yeah.
Is it like one per person kind of thing per day, or is it? I know that's my gamer brain is going to ask that question, right? So, but I will answer.
Oh,
this.
so that you should buy things on multiple days. And
I would like to buy one booster.
Yes,
and then get back in line. I would like to buy one booster, please.
Yeah, so one per person for
one
sure.
per person.
Yes.
But I will answer this other question. Is we get this a lot when we have a one per person thing. If I bring my family to purchase, like it's one each per person in my family that's purchasing. Is that how it works?
I would
That's
say
how it's worked in the past.
however it's worked in the past is how it will work.
Yeah.
Going
So if
forward.
you're like with your family and you're making a purchase because but you've got like 3 in your family, then we'll get you squared away.
I love that Ryan is trying to gamify this already.
I could just hear the. I did. Well, I've been.
And I'm sure all the customer service people are being like, "No, cut him off! Don't let him talk.
He can't be stopped. He's Mr. Toad. He can't be stopped. He's on a wild ride."
I think that is absolutely what's happening. But no, they will be the ones who will be able to tell all the policies around that. Not Ryan, unfortunately, because he won't be there. So you're just like bumping this up for them to be able to be like, all right, this is
that's how we do. Okay, for customer service that are listening, that's how we've done it in the past.
And he is, you're not wrong there. But I want to go to the experts at all
It's fair.
times.
No,
which
you're
is
right.
why you're here. You're an expert on many things.
I'm a bit of a loose cannon here.
That's right. But it will be super fun to get this into your hands. We also, of course, have Pluto Tried and True, which will be provided to everybody who plays Disney Lorcana at our events during the weekend. And then you mentioned the collection quest.
That's right. And you get Anna. If you complete your quest, you get this beautiful foil Anna card.
Anna.
Sorry, I have a friend named Anna, so it's always confusing to me. But I also have a friend.
The same friend.
I have a friend named Maya.
Maya
instead of Maya. And so it's like my brain can only hold 2 of those things, right? And so it pushes one out. So Maya takes Anna out. And now it's Anna. Does that make sense? Like there's only so much cognitive real estate in my brain. And so
you're like, I know about all the shipwrecks in the Baltic Sea.
Exactly.
But that I can't change.
Well, that stuff's important. And it was not the Baltic Sea.
All right. But you do know about the Baltic Sea, right?
Oh, yeah. I've spent time. But that was in my past life as a spy. I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Well, you just did.
Did I?
Right. You're going to get the memory thing going in a second. Mm-hmm. So awesome. I can't wait for all of the fans to be able to get those amazing cards.
3 different cards.
Ways.
3 different cards in different ways. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun
to be had. Love Gen Con. Love my people at Gen Con. It's like my found family. When I first started going to Gen Con, I'm like, these are my people. I came from a small town. We didn't have a lot back when, late 80s, early 90s. Bakersfield, California. Shout out if you're watching.
Bakersfield.
But when I was a kid, now there's great game stores there now. When I was a kid, there was almost none. There was like a bookstore and
Yeah.
So when I first went to Gen Con, I was like, my people, so many gamers, right? It was just wonderful.
Awesome.
And every year I feel that same feeling. I get goosebumps just thinking about it.
I
got goosebumps.
That's amazing.
So really jealous that you get to go.
I know it is fantastic. I love that for that reason too. Like there is just such a just concentration of people. I love how every flat surface is covered with a game or something for 5 square miles. It's great.
There's nothing I like more than watching people geek out in a space that they feel completely free to geek out in.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's just wonderful. So have fun. Have fun on my behalf, y'all.
Good stuff. Well, and you mentioned that found family thing. Like I had that feeling walking into the Ravensburger office.
Hey, really that's nice.
I was in a not gaming world for a little bit, and then I came back and I was like, oh yeah, these are my people.
That's where you belong, man.
Yeah, right.
Awesome.
There was just something about the feel of this office.
It's a cool team, man.
These people
it's
that just was
team.
like, okay, yeah, no, these.
We got a good group here. It's an exciting place to be. That's
so. I can't wait to share more of that fun and excitement on our Gen Con stage. So again, look for all of that. But we do have something else that we wanted to chat about.
Oh yeah, that's
right. Yeah. which is, I know lots of folks have been asking about Fabled and the set. And it is a celebratory set. We're kind of really excited about the 2-year anniversary of this game. We've gone through so many different story beats and card reveals for the 8 sets leading up to this. But Fabled is different.
It is, and because it also has to serve another kind of purpose in Core Constructed. As many of you know, set 9 is the beginning of kind of a rotation, rotating sets out for Core Constructed, and so we had to engineer set 9 differently than we've done with others. As many of you know, we're doing reprints from those older sets and putting them back in to kind of graduate those cards into the new Core Constructed environment. But we've got some more info, not on the specific cards, but more info on kind of how that breaks down.
Yes, exactly. And before we do that too, I just want to kind of acknowledge a little bit more what you just said, which was like that the ink colors have their specific themes and things, and we wanted to make sure that those were continuing forward in Core Constructed.
I've been in trading card game design for over 20 years now, 25 years, something like that.
25 years.
And one of the, if not the hardest part of any trading card game is keeping a healthy environment, and you're never going to get it right perfectly, right? It's always like you're kind of teetering one way and then you're teetering the other because there's so many variables involved, and one of the basic factors is we will never play test a set more than the players will when it comes out, right? Because there's just way more players,
infinitely more
way
people,
more time, that sort of thing. So we do the best we can, and we have an outstanding design and development team. So it is a difficult thing to kind of keep right. And I believe that our team has done a tremendous job, because ideally what you want is at least 3 viable tournament decks out there. And I think we've hit that in several iterations of the metagame here. But with the rotation, what we needed to do was make sure that some of those stapley cards, some of the cards that are healthy for the environment are kind of graduated into the new environment. Now, the other option you can do is what is called a functional reprint, right? So instead of calling it Friends on the Other Side, you call it something else. The problem with that, of course, is Infinity now, because if we did that, then Infinity, you could essentially have 8 of those cards in your deck, and that would have this other bad effect for Infinity. So that is the purpose of reprints. The other purpose is folks that are just now getting into the game, or even in just the past year getting into the game, may not have easy access to some of these cards that are important for the play environment. And so we want to give them a boost. I do want to stress, though, this is not something we are planning to do every year. This is not how we're going to do every August set. This is not, this is a special kind of infusion because the game is so new. The next time we'll rotate, there'll be a lot more cards, a lot more, and the environment will be a lot more robust with, so many options. So if we do reprint cards, it'll generally be, as we've done in the past, a handful here and there in a set or something like that, right? Yeah. But we decided for this specific one, for the first rotation, that we wanted to do kind of a big infusion of cards so that we could keep like a healthy environment, and we could kind of help out our newer Illumineers that want to get access to some of these cards for their decks.
That's a really good point, right? That folks who have gotten into the game, post the first few sets, right? That's difficult to get those, and we totally understand that. But they're important cards to have in the meta for all the reasons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we wanted to share with you the number of cards that are going to be returning at this time. And so here is a graphic which will show that to you all. And so first thing we want to note is that all of the enchanted cards in Fabled are going to feature new variant art. So that means that some of the fan favorites and all the ones that were chosen from the returning cards are fan favorites, ones that we thought that people would really be super excited about. But there are going to be 33 mechanically new cards in Fabled. Some of those we were hinted at some of the properties that we talked about in this chapter, including a Goofy movie and Powerline and all those. There are other franchises that are coming to the first time that we have not yet mentioned.
That's right, and I won't now.
We won't
as much as I want to.
And it's not Mr. Toad.
It's not Mr. Toad.
Yes.
Oh, so we can deny that. It's not Mr. Toad.
At least for this one.
Yes, at least for this one. But in the future, we don't know. But I do want to point out something you kind of touched on. So we're not going to reprint we're not reprinting an enchanted that's already been enchanted. Does that make sense?
That's right.
So we're going to give the enchanted treatment. You see here, we've got 12 enchanteds in the mechanically unique zone, and then we've got 6 enchanteds in the returning cards. those 6 enchanted are cards that have never had the enchanted treatment before, and so it's going to be including one that I cannot wait for you all to see.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Cannot wait for
There's
that.
one that is my favorite.
Yeah. So and then we've got, of course, the introduction of the epics, which look amazing. And in fact, I'm here today. One of the reasons I came into the office is I get to look at one of the uncut sheets to kind of give my like sign off on it or whatever. One of the like fringe benefits of my job is I get to see this stuff so in advance, and it's not even for set 9; it's for like a set way in the future. But they just look amazing, and video and pictures just don't do them justice. And that is a doubly or triply true for the iconic cards. Those will be coming from the mechanically unique area. And I can't remember if we spoiled those or not. Have we showed those yet? I can't remember. Let's pretend we haven't.
Yeah.
But they are just astoundingly beautiful cards. So really excited for that. We're hoping to make collecting the game even more fun, even more exciting to open booster packs. And I think that our team has hit a home run with these epic and iconic cards.
Yeah, they look amazing, right? So the Iconics we're going to be showing off at Gen Con in more detail. We definitely showed the artwork for one of them during the next chapter, but we'll give all of that out there. Yeah, and there's tons of fun stuff to take a look at. Here, I'm trying to make sure that...
Yeah. Oh, we're not on camera, are we? Oh, we are. Okay. Hey, what's up? I'm like, hey. I'm checking an eBay thing. Come on.
Yeah, right.
No, I was like, no. So I didn't say Toad. Well, I didn't say that Mr. Toad is in the future. I said that he's not in set 9, and we can confirm nor deny whether he'll be in a set after that. Is what I would say.
Yes. And the epics are really exciting too, right? Because they are foil versions with the bleed out art.
Yeah, so the top really half cool. of the cat. So if you remember the enchantments from set 1, it was they look similar to that, except they don't have the art in the bottom half of the card. And so the art goes all the way to the edges on the top 50% of the card. It's the same art as the other card, but it's in a foil that is different, and it's got that full bleed. They're really cool, and they're just when you put that on the table, people are gonna notice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So to confirm, there are 204 in this set.
Yes, that's right. There are 204 cards, just like every other set we've done. And I'm excited to reveal at some point. I'm excited for y'all to see what is graduating into the new environment. But also, we have a lot of fun new cards coming into the set.
That's right.
Coming into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are some folks chatting in there about, the idea of it being a set that is meant to bolster people's core constructed decks, right?
Yeah, and to give access to folks who are just now getting into the game.
Yeah,
to give them that. If you're just getting into a game and you want to play core constructed, it can be a little daunting. To get some of the cards you need.
They will be the art of the cards are this. I believe they're the same art, right?
Oh yeah. So I think
other than
Belzebuth is asking, like, Epic is like Enchanted. It's a special treatment on cards in another rarity. That's correct. So Epic falls in rarity terms. It falls somewhere between the Legendary and the Enchanted. So it's easier to get than Enchanted, harder to get than a Legendary. So that's how those work. And the number of Epic, Enchanted, and Iconics in it is in addition to the 204, right? So like there are 204 mechanically unique cards in the set, but then on top of that are the Enchanteds and the Epics and the Iconics, right? Those don't come out of the 204. Those are in addition to, just like the Enchanteds have been this whole time.
That's right. Will the returning cards have the same art or different art?
The returning cards have the same art. Yeah, we're reprinting the same art. A couple of reasons for that. I think the main one is just mnemonics. Like, we do like to do alternate art, but when you do a ton of alternate art, it's hard to remember what the cards do, that sort of thing. So
that's right. Yeah, so it's very much easier to see at a glance. What that is.
The art has that effect, right? You can, after you've played a bunch of games, you can kind of glance at the table and know what's going on, that sort of thing. So the art is awesome for collecting, but it also has a very important gameplay function.
Right. That's right. That's why we kept that the way it was. Looking at questions in here. Will the returning cards have the same rarity that they had in previous sets?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's Steve and his team.
Yeah.
I suspect that to be the case, but I can't confirm that at this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. We work so far in advance that haven't looked at Set 9 in quite a long time.
Right.
So it's hard for me to pull numbers like that out. Yeah.
Understood. Will you be at Milwaukee?
I can't. I won't be at Milwaukee. No.
Okay.
The next thing I'll be at. I'm actually going to Destination D23 at the end of August. And yeah, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. End of September. Whenever Destination D23 is. My travel calendar is just wild. But it's usually like meetings, that sort of thing. So
right. So new cards in total is 33. That was the mechanically new cards.
That's right. Yeah. So those are the brand new. That's how we're able to get things like Powerline and a Goofy Movie Powerline. Those new franchises in there. Obviously, they're not all the 33 cards from that one franchise. There's some other stuff too. So.
Yes, and so that's a good question. Talking about the. How do you continue telling a story through art if it has the same art as before? And I think the story of Fabled is more about that celebratory nature.
Yeah,
right?
so Fabled it kind of is a standalone set in a story sense. It's not connected to the previous or the stories coming after it. It is more of a welcome to Lorcana / let's celebrate this milestone kind of set.
Yeah. So the story is Disney Lorcana is returning to
come join us,
celebrate.
Right?
Get
Here's some cards.
Goofy movies. Anniversary 40th or not 40th.
Yeah. So 40th. So no, that's a great question, and we try to like make every set tell a story. In this case, we didn't want to burden either story on either side of it with the exact thing that you're talking about here, with the art. And so we decided to make Set 9 a standalone, and then we'll pick up a new story with Set 10.
That sounds exciting. Right?
Yeah.
With Whispers in the Well.
Whispers in the Well.
Yes. Some more questions in here. It's going fast, so apologies as I look through here. Will the legendary reprints be embossed? Do you know that?
I mean, we don't have plans to stop doing that, so I can say that we'll probably have, because so that's a neat story actually. So Shane Hartley is our creative director. He has the most creative team. Let's go creative in our company. That's just everyone. That group is everyone who does any visual stuff. So it's packaging, it's art, it's anything, symbols, things like that. All goes through creative. Shane Hartley runs that team. He's an amazing guy. Does an amazing job. And they are always pushing to make these cards beautiful, more beautiful, more beautiful. So, for example, it was Shane's idea to start doing legendaries where the character kind of breaks out of the art frame a little bit, and then shortly thereafter they put what's called a spot varnish on the characters to make them really pop off the card, and it looks beautiful, right? It looks amazing, and to me, it's just a story that illustrates like how much love we have for this game and how much care we put into it, and how we're kind of always trying to, always thinking of ways to improve the experience. Now, we're always thinking of ways to do it. Implementing that is a whole other story, because that is when like things like people resources and things like that come into play. So it's a matter of like figuring out what we can do with what we want to do and kind of pushing those things out. So we have lots of great ideas, but we also have a great team that can kind of prioritize those and kind of push those out. So we can't do it all at once as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got an amazing team. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, I'm trying to see some of the ones that we will be able to answer rather than just saying we don't have information on that at this time.
That's never fun. I have to say that, right?
I know. Well, we sometimes do. But
sometimes I'll say it's a Bruno question. We don't talk about Bruno, but that's usually when somebody asks me something about the future, right? Like, because I generally can't talk about the future unless I'm allowed to by or PR or somebody like that. So if they ask me a future question, I'll be like, well, that's a Bruno question. And sometimes it takes the person a second, and I go, we don't talk about Bruno. And then they go, okay, it's my little dad joke. I can make dad jokes. Just like you can.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can. I think that's true. I think everyone should.
I agree. I'm not gatekeeping.
No, there should be
bad jokes. Anyone can make a bad joke.
And they're not bad. I don't think
they're clever.
They're puns.
They're clever.
That once you get it, you're like,
Yeah. Like that is my son one time, I was changing him, and as little boys do sometimes when you change them, there's a sudden stream comes up. And I looked him in the eyes and I said, son, I thought you were American, but European. That's my dad joke. I thought in the moment. I mean, that's just like that. Of course, I was sleep deprived at the time because this is when he was an infant. So there was some kind of, that was. I think I hit my apogee there with dad jokes.
He's a fan.
He's a fan of fans.
He's a fan of fans, right? I think every time you've said that, I want to construct a better joke than that, but it's there somewhere. Someone was asking about Spiel in Essen and the promo cards there. We will be doing some type of activation there. I can't say exactly what that will be.
Yeah, we haven't announced our plans for Spiel yet.
Yeah.
I can't come this year. I was there last year, and it's always fun to come out to Germany. I love Germany. The food, the people, the history, the architecture, the gamers. It's a lot of fun. And Essen Spiel is like, it's
so cool.
It's the biggest game convention in the world, and so that's a lot of fun to go at. But we've got some fun stuff coming up for Essen.
Yeah. I have always wanted to go. It's always been one of my bucket list type of things. So I'm hoping to be able to travel, maybe not this year, but hopefully in the future, to be able to see all the fans over there for sure. We did have some questions about rarities. We obviously can't go into too much detail there, but definitely want to reiterate that Iconic is a form of rarity similar to Epic and Enchanted.
Yeah, it's an alternate. It's an alternate treatment, is what we call it. In the industry, it's alternate treatment. Yeah. And so what that means is the card itself exists at a lower rarity, but not with the treatment that it has at Iconic or Epic, right? So if you're just looking for the gameplay of the card, that's in the boosters elsewhere at a lower rarity. But if you want the ultimate version of that card, the Enchanted or the Iconic or the Epic, that's it's a cosmetic kind of upgrade, right? So we chose to do that early on, and I think I said early on too that we're not going to do, we're not going to do promos that are mechanically unique. We're not going to do ridiculously high rarity stuff that's mechanically unique because it feels a bit coercive, right? It feels a bit So that's why the Enchanteds were a good match for our strategy because they're beautiful, really fun. But if you just need the gameplay for your deck, you don't have to hunt down the Enchanted if you don't want to. But it's a fun side quest to do that. And so with set 9, of course, we're adding a couple of new side quests in there to kind of increase the fun of opening booster packs. We've definitely heard folks who have said that it would be fun to open things more often that are really exciting and collectible. So that's what kind of pushes into that, or pushed our thinking that way.
Speaking of Iconics, will those be in every set from now on?
That's a Bruno question.
Got it.
We don't talk about and the only reason I'm saying that is because it's about the future, and I get in trouble when I talk too much about the
Understood.
future. Unless the stuff we don't announce about the future. So that's the only reason I say that. But yeah, they're amazing cards.
They are amazing cards. And the reprinted cards in Fabled will have the numbers for Fabled, correct?
Again, this is old man brain who can remember the Vasa and the Cardiff Giant, but I can't remember how we numbered it. I'm fairly sure they're numbered for set 9 because they do say set 9 at the bottom. That way you can tell a set 9 reprint or graduated card from its original counterpart, and that way, as a collector, you have a way just by looking at the set number to know that this one's the original, this one is a graduated card, that sort of thing. So
exactly, yeah. And just to reiterate a point from the next chapter when we were talking about set rotation. In Core Constructed, you can, if it is in Fabled, you can use the version of the card that you had in previous sets.
If the card is legal in Core Constructed, then it doesn't matter what the set number is on it. So if you're using a reprint from set 1, as long as it's legal in Core Constructed, and in this case it means it's been reprinted in set 9, but even going forward when we reprint cards, that is fine to use those older cards in your set.
Right.
Totally legal, yeah.
And part of that was also to make sure that folks who have decks that use those cards can
we don't. Well, again,
them.
It goes back to we don't want to be coercive. We don't want to force these players to get the set 9 version of a card they already have. That would create a lot of crankiness, and I try to avoid that. You can never fully avoid it though, because we can't make everyone happy all the time. But our goal is to make sure that you all have lots of people to play with, right? That's our goal, right? Yeah. We want to bring as many people as we can into the game. Sometimes the decisions we make to do that might not fit how you want to play, but our goal is we want this game around for 30 years, 40 years, right? Just ongoing. And we want you, whenever you can, whenever you want to, you'll be able to find people to play against or trade with or to meet up and talk Lorcana. And so we make a lot of effort in trying to get as many people as we can into Lorcana, because we know it's a great experience. It's a wonderful community, and so we have that big objective.
That's right. We had some questions around promo cards being in other areas, and so I think we are moving towards making that available for all events.
Yeah, I don't have details on the specific thing, but I will say that one of the reasons. So those of you who were around at the very beginning might remember like the Gen Con promo that said Gen Con at the bottom of it.
That's right.
The one for Gamescom, we did one for that, and we also did one for Essenspiel that year. We moved away from that for the very reason that we wanted to be a more global game, right? And so we didn't want just the folks in Germany to. They're the only ones that could really get access to the Essenspiel one, or of course in North America, that sort of thing. And so we went with promos with that kind of, I jokingly call it the fast forward symbol at the bottom, but it's the promo symbol at the bottom of the cards.
Right.
And then we have different plans in different regions for how to get those cards out there. So now, that's not to say that there won't in the future be cards that you had to be at a certain place to get them. We're not going to say we're never going to do that. But for the purpose of kind of event cards or things like that, we wanted to have some way for those of you who aren't in North America, or like in the case of the Essenspiel card, like those of you who aren't in Europe, to have a chance to get these cards as well. So, so that's something that we're obviously it's very important that we're thinking about. So
yeah. So the territory locked nature will be going away. We hope.
Yeah.
I also saw a lot of questions in here earlier around the ticket sales for Milwaukee, and we want to acknowledge again the way that situation went out was not ideal. We are working with the amazing partners we have at Pastimes to get more of those tickets on sale. There are remaining tickets, and we will be announcing information about that. We're aiming for as soon as possible so that folks can continue to potentially get tickets and get those on sale. But folks were asking, Ryan, what did you think of all of that kerfuffle?
I feel so. One of my core philosophies in this business is I feel like I owe it to you all to give you the best experience I can give you with the time and resources I'm allotted, right? Because y'all are the ones spending your time on what we do, right? Spending your money on what we do. Now, we can't always attain that lofty goal. So when I found out what happened, my main thing was like, man, I feel bad for all those people that had to endure that. That must have been super frustrating, right? Because these are exciting. Challenge events are very exciting. It's a really great part of Lorcana. And so to have that kind of experience, I just felt like, man, I felt bad,
Me too.
And so we've had many talks. We haven't announced plans yet. I think we've got a cadence of we've got a plan on when to announce the plan.
Yeah.
But I was actually just talking with Coop the other day about this and the events team. We want to do our best to make it right. But what we can do may not align with what you might think of how making it right might be, just based on the technical stuff that went on, right? The amount of, so I felt really bad for the folks that had to do that, because that had to be super frustrating. So really sorry that you had to endure that. I heard a phrase a long time ago that really stuck with me, and it was basically we're not here to be right, we're here to get it right. And now that's one of those fancy things you hear on a podcast. That's where I heard it. But for me, what that means is we iterate to make the experience better over time, right? And then when something like this happens, because this was we had done testing on this, we'd done all this work to make sure it went smoothly, and it didn't, right? When something like that happens, we kind of have an ego-free kind of talk about it, and let's figure out how we can best serve our audience, right? And then we take from that the plan that will go forward. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah. And then soon, and Greg will have more information on this in the future, soon we'll have kind of, here's how we're going to handle that particular instance. But also we know that we are working to make sure that things like this don't happen again, or at least very, very rarely happen, because in the world of digital ones and zeros, you never know. It's almost like, the oracles have to please bless our endeavor, that sort of thing. So that's how I felt about that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, and I think that echoes kind of what everybody was thinking and feeling from everybody was running.
Yeah, that's super
it was not the goal, and we dropped that information in a weird way, and so we totally acknowledge all that, and we're trying to make that a smoother experience going forward. But for the folks in here who are talking about like larger events and more events and things like that, like we are adding more events to the schedule for CCQs as well as other things that are kind of occurring. We haven't announced all of the things that will be happening, and so just want to kind of reiterate that the World Championship announcement was just like the beginning, right? And we're going to be continuing to add more and more fun stuff to it, including new ways to accentuate players beyond the ultra competitive events that are out there, right?
Yeah, no, there's lots of folks who enjoy playing that may not want to compete at that level, and that's great. There's many ways to Lorcana, right? Like Collection Quest is an example of that, right?
Yeah, right.
That's an example of these types of events. I just mean that there are many ways to Lorcana: collecting, playing competitively, playing casually or socially, as we like to say. So yeah, we want to definitely expand. The trick is to do it in a way that's like sustainable from an organizational standpoint. I'm sounding super corporate right now, but that's really what it is. This is something I learned in the Army when I was in the Army. You can do all sorts of stuff, but you got to do it in a way that the next time you do it, it'll be smoother, faster, better, right? And that involves a lot of stuff that's just behind the scenes, the stuff that we, So we are we're always working to make the next season better, the current season better, the next season better, and the season 5 years from now better, that sort of thing. So
yeah, absolutely. I think we covered everything that we could. Just looking at some of the questions in here. Scanning. Yep. Enhance. I think folks were asking when reveals will begin, and so that will be at the Gen Con panel on July 31st and continue for the 2 weeks after
I'll be tuned in.
I'll be tuned in there. We'll reveal tons of stuff then, but then, of course, working with content creators for more reveals of both returning and new cards that will be in the set. And I think folks are actually going to be really happy for the returning cards.
But let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. I'm excited for you to see it. I often say that game design is like that feeling you get when you've got someone a gift and you can't wait for them to open it. That excitement you have. You're like, I hope they like it and I hope they have fun with it. That's what we do every 3 months.
Yeah.
Right? It's like
true.
Every 3 months, we're just like, we hope you like it. We've worked really hard on it. But we did it for you guys. And so, and you guys are always good about telling us what you like and what you don't like. And I'd say keep it coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing some stuff on here. Definitely want to involve more folks from the community, right? People are mentioning having JD come on.
JD's coming on? You mean talking about the last time?
He came on last week.
Dude, that guy is so cool.
So much fun, right? You got to meet him at the World Championship.
Dude, he is an amazing guy. He's got some stories to tell. He was just a cool guy. And I got to say, the casters we had for Worlds, they were so great. And
good.
That Worlds live stream was the best one I think we've done. It was beautiful. It was well done. It was fun. It was engaging. It was neat being there. I've never designed a game or been part of a game design where it had a world championship. And so I was kind of like, what's happening here?
This is bigger than life.
It was also fun because I'd been to several of the challenges throughout the year, at least in North America. I wasn't able to come to any in Europe yet. But to see some returning faces and see some folks that I was like, oh man, what's up? It was just really fun.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was really fun to watch from afar. Got to see all the excitement as well as your speech at the end kind of made me tear up and have a little bit of goosebumps too. So it's really, really sweet that you have this connection and then you were able to be there with
and just the top level play. I mean, it's the amount of just matches that were like, I did not see it going this way. I couldn't believe some of the comebacks we saw. It was amazing. It was
good stuff.
Yeah, far better players than I ever will be. A lot of people are like, you're the designer. You must be the final boss. And I'm like, I'm terrible at this game.
Right?
Steve is a different story. He's one of the sharpest card players I've
really
ever met. So if you beat Steve, you've done something. You beat me, it's kind of neat, but it's not like beating Steve.
I'm pretty sure, Dr. Naismith, who invented basketball, probably wasn't the best basketball player either.
Well, I think my problem is like I'm more of a goofy, like artsy designer, and Steve is a great designer too, but he also is much better at the development and the balancing and stuff.
Systems
engineering. But what he's really good at, I call him the dream killer because what he's really good at is I'll show him a game idea and he will break it. He'll just be like, boom, this is what's wrong with it. And I'd be like, why, Steve? Thank you, though. Right? And he's just really good at seeing those. And so when you present him with a card set or you present him with a game, he'll just get right to the middle and just be like, bam, this is the deck. And
that's a good playtester brain right
no, that's
there.
what you want, man. That's so you beat Steve. And I'm not saying it's impossible. There's lots of folks out there probably watching this like, I beat Steve. And I'm like, congrats to you. I beat him once or twice in our 20 plus years of knowing each other at various games. So many games. But the players we saw at Worlds and really just the players I've met throughout my time with the challenges, it's just really cool to see people working hard and practicing. And there's so much, it's a fascinating, skill ceiling in this game. It's much higher than I think it first presents itself. And so it's just neat to see people kind of get into that.
I just want to give a shout out to my stupid Dr. Naismith joke that people are popping in here with like him having a losing record as a coach. Like, this is, Cardiff Giant level of information.
You did it.
Yeah, right?
You did it.
I know, right? People are like, yeah, you got it. So I'm feeling all of you all. If you can, join the Discord at discord.gg/Disney Lorcana to get involved with all of the conversations around this game. We are continuing to use that as a way to, just chat and hang out with fans and have fans be able to be with each other, as well as a way to get out information. And, the weekly Lorecast announcements is where we will get folks into this. We also want to make sure, again, just everybody sign up for the Ravensburger PlayHub if you haven't already. If your local store is hosting events for Fabled pre-release, people are starting August 29th. Get them into the RPH system and create their events there. We'll be tracking all of their play in the RPH hub going forward. RPH hub, that's two hubs. That's Ravensburger PlayHub hub.
It's a lot of hubs, but if you have more than one hub, you need a hub for the hubs.
You need a hub for the hubs.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
That's where I keep my hub caps.
Yeah. Now it's great if you ask your store. I do want to stress that we also are talking to stores, so it's not like we're relying on you to do that. We've actually had quite a few. The vast majority of stores that were already kind of signed up with us move over to RPH. So we're asking you that just in case, and also we always want more stores. I love our retail stores. That's where I came up in the industry. I started in retail. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. And for owners especially, it's a lot of risk and it's a lot of heartache and it's a lot of this and that. But those stores, that's where the community is born. That's where it grows and is cultivated. I got a lot of love for retailers out there. So if you're a retailer watching this, thank you so much for what you do for our game and for our industry. And if you're already in RPH, thank you for that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, make it happen. And thank you, Ryan, for coming on and chatting.
So fun.
This was super fun.
Anytime, dude.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm in town.
Yeah. We will strap you to this desk and tell us about the lost treasure that's at the bottom of the ocean.
I'll blink in Morse code.
Ooh,
yeah.
I like that.
Like a downed pilot did during the Vietnam War. Okay, you know what?
I do remember.
I got to stop.
I do remember that. No, we'll do all. Actually, that's now a new show. We'll just do like trivia with Ryan.
Weird knowledge that Ryan has about history. It's just great.
You're the best. Thank you again. Follow us on all of our socials, and we'll be back with a live stream on July 31st, starting at 7 a.m. Pacific time. That's 10 a.m. Eastern for the Gen Con anniversary panel. Can't wait for you to join us then. In the meantime, thanks a lot. Have a good time. You guys are the best. I'm going to switch it to a thing right now.